Hi, everybody. It's Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and I'm sorry that I'm late. Oh, my Kleenex box is in the preventing my microphone from coming over. I'm sorry for the delay. I had a little family emergency that I had to take care of. It's been taken care of, and now we're here, and we're going to be doing some personal questions. So thank you, everybody who was here already. I think Connie B. And yeah, thank you, all of you. And again, my apologies for being a little bit late. You know, life happens. Life happens. And oh, my my little headline does not say my full name. I can fix that, I think. Let me see here. Edit name and headlines. Yes, you want to know who I am. I am Colleen Pearl, and I am the Cool Crone. And here we go. Now you can see who I am. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Cool Crone. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm going to be doing personal readings for everybody. And I'm going to announce a change to my schedule because things are changing. I think everybody's changing. I think the energy is changing, and the world is changing, and all of our responses to the world are also changing. So, yeah, so we're going to change things up a little bit. And I'll talk about that at the end. Before I go too much further, I just want to point out my beautiful Otter Spirit bracelets. I'm wearing the lapis lazuli, aqua, or turquoise rather, and the onyx. Onyx is good for grounding. Lapis lazuli and turquoise are really good for connecting you to spirit and things like that. And I felt like I needed that. I also just happened to have on a lapis lazuli ring and a Larimer. This is not turquoise, it's Larimer ring. And I really like the energy of those stones. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what kind of questions that we have. I think I saw one other one. I'm going to star Sherry. And let's see. Okay. All right. So we have two questions that are starred. And if you put a question in the chat, if you could put it in block capital letters. Oh, let me change this banner too. I'm so sorry. You guys, I've been dealing with all sorts of weird things. I'm just gonna hide the current banner, and we're just gonna say, just put your questions in capital letters in the chat, and that'll be really good for me. Okay, so let's go to the first question. Oh, we have three now. So Joe 7833 says, thank you for your work. May I have a general reading, please? Well, you certainly can. I did a little fair yesterday at my local shop called Scribble Garden, and I met some really, really nice people, and I was able to do some readings for them. And I want to shout out to Andrew, who is there. Andrew is a medium in this New York, New Jersey area who has quite the following. And when he comes down to the fairs at Scribble Garden, he is booked for the whole day. He books ahead of time. They try to do that for me, but for some reason, you guys are not booking. So, so I just had a few readings. He had a whole day of readings. But I actually got to read for Andrew, which was really, really nice. He had a break, and he asked for a reading, and I gave him one, and it was, I think I answered what he needed to have answered. So that was good. So even the psychics need to get readings by other psychics sometimes. We don't know everything that's going to happen for our own lives. So it helps us to get readings from other really good readers. So, all right. So Joe 7833, let's get a general reading for you. Okay. Wow. A lot of Leo energy is coming through this reading. I'm getting wands, and even on the swords, I'm getting a lot of yellows and and symbology that leads me to Leo. So, and then I even have Leo is the fifth sign, and I even have a couple of fives, or at least one five. Yeah, I have a 5 card in here. So, excuse me, sorry about this, but my nose is running. All right, so what do we have here? This Mercury retrograde that's coming up for you, Joe, is going to be, I think, eventful. I think somebody from your past is going to be showing up during this Mercury retrograde. And so be on the lookout for that. And that Mercury retrograde starts in about 3-4 days. It starts on the 26th. And during this period of time, you do have some decisions that you're going to need to be making about either health or money or security. And this person coming back from the past, I think, is going to, it could be in the past that in your relationship with them, you didn't trust them very much. So that may be part of the decision that you're making. Should you trust them now? I guess you have to trust but verify. And you also get the 9 of Swords as the basis for things, because you have been maybe betrayed in the past, or you've been maybe lied to, or felt like you've had some kind of a battle or a conflict in a similar situation as this person coming back from the past represents. So you're going to have to, like I said, trust and verify. Now, I don't know if this is about a romantic relationship or not. I think not. I think it's more a person coming back in a friend situation, or doing, working together on some kind of project, committee, team, something like that, where you're not too sure that you can trust this person. Yeah, and when you go ahead and get involved with working with this person, you're going to expect that there's going to be tension and conflict, but I'm not sure that it's going to pan out that way. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bed of roses, but you get the 9 of Wands, so that it's going to be hard for you to trust this person. But I for some reason it's coming up in the reading, so there must be something significant about you and this person and you trusting them or being able to work with them. In one respect, the venture that you are both engaged in is something that it's good for you to work on. It's going to prove to you that you have some skills and abilities that maybe you forgot about, or maybe you don't believe you have even. So in that respect, this is really good for you. Again, I just don't know if it's which way it's going to fall. The people around you, I think, are assuming the worst. So you have to go with your gut. You have to go with what you feel. This could be a whole like turnaround in this. This could be like that the person has really turned over a new leaf and is not that nefarious person that you knew in the past. And for you, this could turn out to be a really, really good project. But I just want to, I'm just so on the fence with this. I just don't know if you should trust them or you shouldn't trust them or what. And maybe the lesson here is for you not to get the answer from me, but for you to listen to your own intuition. But let me see if I can get a little more clarification here. Should she trust this person that comes back from the past? And also what I'm hearing here is that it may not be a specific person from your past, but someone who reminds you strongly of somebody from the past. Should she trust this person? Okay, we got our answer. No, do not trust this person. Do not trust this person. So that's what's going to be coming up for you, Joe. Be wary. Trust and verify. The verification is probably going to come up that you can't trust this person, but I do feel strongly that this is a situation where you need to learn to listen to your gut and you need to trust what your gut is saying. So that's what I have for you. Okay. I'm glad I pulled out those angel cards because, like I said, I was really on the fence with this. It just was not coming out, unicorns and rainbows or anything like that. All right. So let's go to the next question. Oh, we have a whole bunch starred now. Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking about and getting ready to start a YouTube channel to read my novel. How will it go? Let's see. I'm going to use a different deck for this. Okay. So. Okay, let's see. Okay. So the first card that I get is the Eight of Swords. So, and it's crossed by the Five of Swords. So this is going to be a hard one for you to really pursue. I think you'll get a lot of help. I think you'll get a lot of people supporting you and saying, oh, this is great. We love your novel, yada, yada. But I think for you as a creator, I think this is going to make you feel very boxed in. What do you do when you're done with the novel? How much are you going to read on each video? Are people really going to tune in to hear the whole thing? And realize too that when you start something on YouTube, it takes a minute for people to find you. So if you start reading the novel and they don't find you until, chapter 19, you're expecting them to go back and listen from the very beginning. They may or may not want to do that. It depends on how chapter 19 goes. So this may kind of box you into something that is that doesn't allow you to grow, right? I mean, yeah, it's great. You read your novel and you can get it out there, but I'm not sure that it really allows you as a content creator to grow. And I think you may, and you may think that this is going to launch you into something else. And that would be right. It would launch you into something else, provided the channel really grows and is successful. Now, what comes up for you in the future, though, is the High Priestess. So I think you have a few other tricks up your sleeve, and I think you have a few other ideas for what you want to do on the channel. You you are, looking at this as kind of an investment, a building a legacy, right? And feeling that, you know, you're fine the way you are. It's not like you really need this to happen, but is this is a really new venture for you, a new direction for you. And also, just like Joe's reading, you get the death card in the not the final outcome placement, but in the placement for what your hopes and fears are. It could really change things. So could change things for the better, could change things in a way that you're not expecting. I don't know. So I'm not going to say that it's good or bad. I'm going to say that it might, and this happens to most creators on YouTube. You start out doing one thing. And for me, for the first 3, 4 years of YouTube, for me, every year I kind of changed it up to something new. And even mid-year, sometimes I was changing it up to something new, trying to find my groove, trying to find where I really thought that I had a lane to be in. And you may find that too. So let me just, again, I'm going to go back to the angel cards and just say, record me reading, then upload each show. And then I'm going to read Tom Hillerman's Jim Chi. Okay. All right. So let's see. Is reading the books on YouTube, is that going to be... I want to know if it's going to be fulfilling for you, if you're going to feel fulfilled doing that, or if you're going to want to do some other things. Is she going to really feel fulfilled doing that? Okay. The angels are saying, yeah, don't stop. Start with that. Go on and on and on and on. There will be other books that you read, and it's great. So good. So go for it. That's great. And I think the death card that you're afraid of is, oh, that's fantastic. I got permission from Tom Hillerman's daughter to read his novels. That's amazing. That's really, really amazing. So I just want to point out that this is going, I mean, you are hoping that this is really going to change things, really going to transform things. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. The final outcome was actually the King of Swords reversed. So I think the reading of your novel, I make students go to sleep with my voice when I read. Well, you know what? There is a huge market for videos to sleep by. There's the boring history videos that go on for like 2.5 hours, and they go into intense detail about certain things, different ancient history, different more recent history, details about the lifestyle there, whatever, and people just go to sleep by. I do. I like those videos to sleep by. So good luck, Connie B. You could have a winner on your hands. All right. Let's go on to the next thing. And my cat's sitting on my mouse, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to put this up, but I'm going to try this. Whoops. May I have a general reading, please? CJM 126. Sure. Oh, and look at the two kitties. Oh, like they're little reversals of each other. It's so cute. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Okay. General reading for CJM. All righty. So You start out with the Four of Swords, which means that you're kind of in rest mode. And in the past, you've just come out of a period, or maybe you still feel like you're in it, where you're just working really, really, really hard towards something or for something. Maybe you just work hard in your job, or, helping people in your family, or, just something that you're working really, really hard at. And I think the implication is that you'd like a change to that energy. You don't want to have to be working quite that hard. And there is going to be a change. You are blessed by the Star card, which means that very soon, coming out of that period of maybe isolation and rest, you're going to be doing something that is much more gratifying, much more fulfilling for you as a person, as a creative person, probably, because you get the Ace of Wands. Fire is creativity, it's drama, but it's creativity. And it's also your image, your how you brand yourself, how you put yourself out into the world. So there's something new that you're pushing out into the world, showing the world that, this is who I am, this is me. Now, you're still in the mode of too hard of work. So what you're thinking that is going to happen with this is Nine of Swords, like, oh no, this is never going to work. I don't know if I deserve this, yada, yada. Try to get out of that mode. That's not good. That's not going to help you succeed. And I think you can succeed. You've got the Empress in the future. This is the caring, loving Earth Mother, fertility, productivity, creativity, good for women. You can do all sorts of things with this, and you're going to be probably very successful, but also well known for what you're doing. So in whatever little cosmos that you're operating in, whether it's your family, a work situation, the government, the world, YouTube, Substack, whatever you're on, Instagram, whatever, this is going to show that you're going to have visibility and probably popularity. It's a Venus card. That's popularity. Now, you're thinking that you're a novice, you're just starting out with this, and your ideas are young and they're untried relatively. And the world will show that, you go from the Ace of Wands, now we have the Two of Wands. So the world will show, yeah, we like what you did. Let's see the next step. So the world is going to appreciate what you do as the Ace of Wands and pushing your ideas out there. You got to push yourself. You got the Strength card here, which is showing that, I have not done this before, but I'm willing to try. So you're going to have to take a risk, and I think you will take those risks. The final outcome card is the Lovers, which the rest of the cards are not really indicating relationship, like a new romance or anything like that. But this is showing that there is a partnership or a contract of some kind that's going to be coming ultimately that will, confirm that what you're doing is wanted by the public. B, that you're going to have somebody supportive of that and very trusting, cooperative, supportive of what you're doing. So there could be a contract there. Sometimes the Lovers is a contract. Okay, so that's what I have for you, CJM. Very exciting. Looks like 2026 is going to turn out to be a year where you may be working hard at something that you really, really love that's new. Okay. So that's what I get for you. Oh, kitty, I'm just going to move the mouse because I can't see what's going on here. All right, so let's see. Do I have, where is my, oh, okay, I can't do the mouse on that. Hold on. I've lost mouse action. My cat has all the mouse action. Hold on. Oh, so now she moves. Oh, it's her ear. Yeah, her ear's been bugging her. That little watery meow that she puts out tells me that it's itching, and I don't want to go and get her stuff right now. She doesn't either. She hates it when I do that anyway. All right, so general reading. Will Kamala become president? I'm sorry, Louise, we're not doing any political readings right here, but even if we were, I wouldn't, I can just tell you, no, that's not happening right now. All right, let's go on to this. General reading for Lois T. Sure. Let's do a general reading for Lois. And I don't know what I did with the little holder for that. So, all right. A general reading for Lois. Hi, Lois. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being in the chat. Oh, you can hear my cat, right? Oh, she's going bananas. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. See, if I went to go get the stuff for her ears right now, she would just run straight away. So if I wanted to just get rid of her, that's what I could do, but I don't. I do want to help ease your suffering, but I know you don't like that thing, and I don't want to have a little fight right now while I'm doing a show. So, aw, poor Bubby. Yeah, poor Bubby. I know. Oh, guys, you know what? I gotta get this thing for her. This is just the day of emergencies. I'm sorry. All right. Come on. Let's go get this thing for you, okay? Come on. Here. I'll give you a treat if you come with me. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come up here. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Here. Come up here. Come on. Come up here. Up here. Come on. It's up here. It's here. Come on. Come on. Come up here. Come on. Come up here. You want it? Here it is. Here. See? Here it is. Look. Look. There's the tree. There's another tree. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. All right. Nope. She's going to suffer. She's not going to let me do her ears. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go back to Lois. I'm sorry, folks. Today is just one of those days. I had that other emergency that bled into the start of the show, and now I got my cat, and, you know, it's just one of those days. It's snowing out. My office is closed tomorrow, but everybody has to work from home. It's just funny energy going around. Just lots of funny energy going around. Okay, let's do this for Lois. Try to close this. Okay, Lois. Wow, lots of people. You're going to be around a lot of people for the next few weeks. And we're coming into this Mercury retrograde, and I don't see any cards really about the past or retrograde or anything like that. You start out with the Six of Pentacles, which is usually the card of generosity. But in this deck, this is the card about regularity, that things are going to be happening in a regular cycle for you. And notice that there is a little eclipse in this card. That moon has eclipsed. So we're referencing back to the eclipse energy of last Tuesday. So I think that right now for you, what's going on is that there are issues concerning money, health, safety that you're going to have to deal with over the next week or two, but that you will deal with them. And one person who's going to be important is the Prince of Pentacles. Now, this could be somebody, a male or female, but somebody who is fairly good with handling money issues, making money, managing people who work with money, like banking or something. It could also have to do with foods, the food industry. Pentacles are earth things. They can be documents. They can be, because documents are made out of paper, which is made from trees, and that's the earth. Security, health issues of all kinds, the body, and money. So you're going to be dealing with those kinds of issues, but there's going to be regularity to it, or things about regulation with those things that you're going to have to deal with. And at the bottom here is you starting on the Fool's Journey. So this tells me this is probably more about health than money, but it could be about money. And the journey that you're starting or that you have started is one that you have not really planned for, you have not really dug into it deeply. You're kind of going on your instinct with this and just like, yeah, I think I can just kind of like go along and do what I already know about this. Just you use my innate knowledge about this. Now, in the past, you had the sun, which also is a good health card. So having any kind of threat to your health is probably alarming, and you may kind of be in denial a little bit and not really want to dig into the particulars. It could also mean that your money was very healthy up until now, and if it's a money issue, you don't want to, again, a sense of denial, you don't really want to deal into the particulars. Now, what crowns you is the Two of Wands, so you are going to be planning things. So it would behoove you to research things a bit before you make your plans. So you don't make plans based on bogus information or erroneous information. You're going to be dealing with authorities. You get the Hierophant in the future. So you're going to be dealing with professionals. And if this is health, then that'll be probably medical professionals. If it's money, it's going to be monetary professionals, bankers, investment people, the IRS, things like that. So it behooves you to do some research and learn about the things that are going to be coming up for you. You are a person who is prolific. You come up as the Empress. You've taken care of people. You've provided for people. Maybe in your work capacity, you were a manager or a supervisor of some kind. And so you're used to making sure that people have what they need. Now you need to make sure that you have what you need. And again, you may need to consult professionals or do some research on your own. I feel that you will be doing this because then the next card is the Eight of Pentacles. So I think you're going to take my advice and you're going to research things and become quite knowledgeable in whatever area of life this is that you have to deal with. I think when you get done, you'll be very satisfied with your progress. You don't have to become a super duper expert on whatever this issue is, but you do have to get some information. And I think you're going to get enough information and feel very good about that. And the ultimate outcome is the Queen of Wands. So you do master whatever it is that you need to make your decisions about. You do master whatever it is that this fella in the beginning, the Prince of Pentacles, brings up to you. So coming up for you, Lois, and I think this is maybe going to span the next few weeks, which is going to bump into the Mercury retrograde period. That's an excellent time to do research, to consult people, to prepare, to make notes, to make lists, to figure out what's going on, to really study and analyze something. And then at the end of the Mercury retrograde, which will be after March 21st, you'll be able to take steps to branch out and to continue on your journey, the Fool's Journey. So that's what I have for you, Lois. I hope that was helpful. All right. All right. So Maria feels grateful. Oh, what a beautiful name. That's great. Maria feels grateful. General reading, please, for my next step. All right. I'm just going to switch off again to this other deck. I like these two decks. Notice I'm drinking out of the Dragonfly Crystals travel mug. I love this mug. I love Dragonfly Crystals too. I love Val. I sell stuff like this too in my store. But I love Val, so I'm plugging Val. Okay, so Maria, we are looking at what's best for your next step. Okay. So some cards jumped out. Let me just pick these up and see what they are. Could there be any more interruptions in this video? My gosh. It's just every time I turn around, something else wacky is popping off. Now, I don't really know what order these cards went into, so I'm just going to lay them out kind of next to each other because they all just jumped out, so I'm going to use them. Okay. So, for Maria, Well, we start out, and I don't know if this was upright or reversed, but I'm just going to read it upright. And I'm going to say that this is maybe in the past. We have the Three of Swords. So we do have a feeling of loss or betrayal, or feeling like, you lost something. Like somebody either took it from you, or um, you generally lost it. But it's followed by the Hierophant. So there's something about, I mean, this would be government and authority, somebody who makes the rules, could be the boss of a very large organization, but there's some sort of rules or something that caused a loss for you. And then we have the Moon. And so it's very suspicious, or not clear why this loss occurred and what was really happening. However, that issue is going to be resolved. We have a happy card here. We have the Three of Cups. So there's going to be some kind of a resolution to that. And then we have the World. So that's done. That chapter closes, and you feel like you're the Queen of Coins. So whatever you lost, I think you're going to get back. And if what you lost was something to do with money, you're gonna regain or retain that money. And now I want to continue with my shuffle and throw a few other cards out, because those were very weird that they just jumped out like that. But you know what? You got to go with it. When you're doing a reading, everything that happens is kind of a part of the reading. The cards jumped out. Some fell on the floor. Some fell on the desk. So I read them, you know. That's what we got to do. We got to be adaptable to our circumstances. Okay. Let's just see what's going on beyond this closing with the World. Then what's going on for Lois? Uh-huh. All right. 2 choice cards. You get 2 twos. All right. So the Devil comes up. So you may find that the person that caused that initial loss is still trying to manipulate things, and you got to be careful of that. Or that you have a belief that is very, very limiting to you, preventing you from getting to that next step. Because you're asking about your next step, right? And the first cards that I pulled out really didn't address your next step. The next couple of cards are very interesting. You get the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So the Two of Pentacles is showing that there is a choice that you need to make, or you're balancing things and trying to preserve enough money to do what you want, or trying to rebalance your health in some way, or security in some way. But then we get the Ace of Cups. So there's a new beginning that makes you feel wonderful. Cups are emotions, and aces are beginnings of things. And then we have the Two of Swords. So maybe you do regain that balance, and that Ace of Cups is the satisfaction and feeling and recognition of that balance. But then you have other decisions to make. So I'm afraid the cards are not telling you exactly about your next steps, but rather about the resolution to a situation that you are in, probably now or maybe soon to be. And after that resolution, then you may be able to go on with your next steps. But it doesn't give me any indication about what the next step is. So Maria, a little quirky reading there for you, and I hope it was helpful. Probably not exactly what you want to hear, but I hope it was helpful. Oh, Miss Tarot D, thank you. Thank you. We have to get you back on the channel too. All right. So here we go. Oh, and very nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so that is good. Will I get financial assistance? Okay, let's see. Louise Bleachday. Oh. Well, I don't need to pull 3 cards. One card, when I picked up the cards that I cut, one card just stayed on the table, and it's a yes card, Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're going to get the financial assistance. Yay. Okay. I love it when that happens. I love it when that happens. Just very, very clear, very simple answer. Yep, getting that assistance. Okay. Sherry, go ahead and put up the next. Oh, thank you. Buddy, I love this. Bunny Rabbit-orama. I love it. How are things going to work out for me about my home? Okay. Let me switch decks, get a little different energy here. About my home.
So Indra here. Send it?
Cancel.
Okay, cancelled.
Sorry about that. My phone is... I don't know why my phone thought that I was talking to Siri, but my phone thought I was talking to Siri. Goofy. I don't usually talk to Siri. I only talk to Siri in my car. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow, that must be weird. Okay. So how are things going to work out for me about my home? That's weird. It's weird, weird, weird. Let me use these. Sorry, kitty. Oh, she's being so good. She's just laying here. She's knocking over the cards, but are my cards in your way? Is that what's going on? The cards are in your way? I see that. I see that. I see that. Okay. Okay. Let's push these out of the way. Okay. All righty. So here's what we have, Bunny Rabbit-orama. It starts out with the 5 of Wands, so I think things have been difficult in your situation so far. But what crosses it is you have a strong desire to be happy, and generally you are happy. However, you get the Hermit. So I don't know if you've just been dealing with things on your own and not reaching out to other people, or if you've reached out to other people and felt that they've been ignoring you, because in the past you have the Lover. So you had cooperation, or even maybe a realtor, or maybe this is a family member or somebody working on the issue about your home with you. And now it feels like you're kind of alone, but maybe you're happier that way because you do get the 10 of Cups. Well, what's going to be happening is, from your perspective, the offers of resolution are not what you want. They're not quite fitting the bill for you. However, you do get the Star card in the future. So things are going to work out. And I think this is going to require an alteration of your attitude and your perspective about the situation. I think you have to look at the situation and recognize your blessings and recognize what's coming to you that's very, very positive. You are seeing things, seeing yourself as kind of the ruler of the situation, the king of the situation, and maybe you're feeling like, you don't have any room to budge, that you don't have any room to compromise. However, you will compromise. You will find a way to make things work out. You're turning into the magician here, and that's very, very good. Be careful of that negative attitude, and you're seeing that people are trying to take something from you. I'm just not sure that that's really the truth. Now, in this deck, the Seven of Pentacles looks very, very dark and like it's a negative card. But in most decks, the Seven of Pentacles is the negativity here is because things haven't happened as quickly as you want. So I think that the big thing here is that it's going to be not delayed. Remember, we're coming up to a Mercury retrograde period. So maybe that retrograde period is going to give you a chance to refine things and get them right before you take action after March 21st. But the angel cards say you're ready. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. And even though the angels say you're ready, if things are manifesting during a Mercury retrograde period, it can happen during a Mercury retrograde period, but make sure it's something that has already been started prior to the Mercury retrograde. As long as it's not a brandy new thing, as long as it's not something you're trying to launch and get off the ground brand new during that retrograde period, then it could go forward. However, to be on the safe side, I would do all of your planning, preparations, even negotiations during the retrograde period, and then execute after, which is after March 21st. So first week of April is really the safest time, but the angels say you're ready. So there you go. Okay, there we go. Colleen, I had a doctor's appointment changed twice due to bad weather, and I do need to pay more attention to getting in to see this. Okay, great. Oh, thank you for letting me know. That's good. That's good, 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 good. Okay. I don't want to put these over here because then the cat will just throw them on the floor. So let me move my cards somewhere else so you don't get thrown on the floor. Okay. Okay, Silver Woods. And then... Okay, good. And then after that is Artist Liz. Good. Okay. So Silver Woods, my county is on the radar of corporations for AI data centers builds, thinking of starting a grassroots project to halt delay this. Could this be successful? Well, of course you should start a grassroots project to halt and delay this if this is not right for your community. Of course, you should start that. Let's see. Oh gosh. Why do I have a this is I mean, the only other thing, and I don't even want to say it out loud, what could happen, but I mean, so many things are popping up to interrupt things during this video. This is just funny. And Thursday night, I did do a video. However, I never made it public on StreamYard. So when I said to go live, it was still private, so nobody could see what I was doing. I made it public, and I just ended up uploading the video to YouTube, and I had a bunch of mistakes in it, and I just was like, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Most people realized what my mistakes were and knew that I was talking about a different person than I named, but I don't know. It was just one of those, the energy is just so wackadoodle. So anyway, all right. So let's see if Silver Woods, if the grassroots project to halt or delay a data center in her community, in her county, could be successful. going to do, where'd they go? Here they are. I do think that the grassroots project would be very successful. You may be frustrated by all the things that block you. You know, you may be really, of course, because you're really worried about this thing in the first place. Yeah, it shows that putting the group together and getting them to do things and be happening will happen. You will get a lot of support and cooperation from the group, from the community at large. You may still feel like you're being blocked, or it could just be the situation of, gosh, I hope they don't build this data center, and that could be the feeling of being blocked right there. And your worry that, you know, it would just be catastrophic for your county if this data center went in place. These are all real concerns, right? But you do get the Ace of Cups in the future for things going well. It will be successful. It will be accepted by the people in your county as a good movement and a good project to support and to, you know, resist allowing that center to go forward. In some respects, you may feel like it's a done deal, like there's nothing you can do to really stop it, but persist in this, because it's the people's voice that changes things. People do pay attention when the actual population that these things are affecting rises up and says, no, we don't want this. They do have to pay attention to that. They really do. Plus, there could be issues with infrastructure that are, you know, not really capable to support that situation. So, you know, there's that as well. And I know you're afraid that it's just a big corporation and you're just little voices, you know, almost, you know, shouting into the ethers and nothing coming back. But keep trying, you know, put it out there. It's very good. I'm going to pull an angel card here. Oh, great. So the angels say perfect timing. Perfect timing. So get on this. Do this now. Now, even with the Mercury retrograde, I want to say this loud and clear. This does not matter. Here we go on the bottom of the deck. The situation will improve. What matters, and especially with the Mercury retrograde thing, okay, so say they've already purchased the building or purchased the land or whatever. The Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to redo that whole thing. Maybe to block the sale, even though it may have already seemed to have taken place. If the county's infrastructure and guidelines and rules don't support that sale, maybe that sale has to be taken back. And maybe all of the information and research that you're going to do about this, putting that out into the public, maybe that has to get out to the public because the public maybe wasn't aware that this was going on and they need to weigh in on it. So the angels are saying perfect timing. You should fight this. You should go forward with it. This is the way democracy is really done, by the people's voice. So go for it. Okay, and then I think we have Artist Liz. I want to get that one up there, if you don't mind. Thank you. May I please have a message about how my finances will be this year? And Artist Liz, I did get the cards. I did. Artist Liz sent me a beautiful deck, the Mystic Palette Tarot. I just started trying to use them, and I'm still kind of figuring out how to read them. So I'm not going to use them for your reading yet. I will soon. I did use them a little bit the other night, and it's you know, I haven't quite owned the deck, if you know what I mean. All right, so I'm going to use these cards. Okay. All right. Finances for Artist Liz for this year. things are going to be working out, Liz. It's not all doom and gloom here at all. Now, the beginning, you start out, not the beginning, but the current situation right now, you're really watching things. You're being very cautious with everything, and you're really trying to, stay to a particular budget and balance everything. And in fact, you're feeling like you have to almost go back to school to figure out how to budget, how to manage things. You're trying to be a good student about your monetary situation. um, in the past, I guess it was easier. I guess you're doing more things that's out in the public. You have the hermit card in the past. And I'm feeling that that's you just kind of having your head under a blanket and just being like, I'll deal with other things. I'm looking at other things right now. I really don't want to be dealing with all this other stuff. However, you're feeling very kind of tortured, as it were, as far as finances go. Like, it just feels like every time you turn around, something is not working out monetarily, or the price is going up, and that's not a great feeling. That's making you feel very worried about things. However, there are places that you can turn to for advice, and you will be working in collaboration with other people that I feel will bring more finances your way, more money your way. There's a bump, in other words, coming to you that I think will be pretty much long term. I think it'll go into the future. I don't think it'll be a one time thing. I think it will be something that's ongoing with you working with them. Now, this may be having to do with selling your artwork. This may be in terms of some other project that could bring in money, a different stream of finances, but something new where you're working with other people is definitely going to be coming along. The situation you feel is going to be a feeling of solidarity and security. So this being engaged with other people is really important for you, and that's going to be really helpful. Once things start taking off with that, they just go like gangbusters. They really go forward, forward, forward in a meaningful way. And this means that, you're going to be moving from choppy to calmer waters. So I think financially, I think as the year goes on, I think you're beginning to feel more and more calm about the situation. The final outcome is the Ace of Swords. So you've got something new starting out in the year of 2026 that is a great idea, and it's going to be very, very helpful for you. Now let me pull from the Angles or Angeles. I don't know how you say that in a weird voice. But let me see. Let me see. And thank you again for the deck. That's really beautiful. They're beautiful, beautiful cards. I gotta work with them a little bit. Okay, so financial situation for artist Liz. How's that's gonna be? How is this going to be? Angels and guides tell me how is the finances for artist Liz going to be for 2026. Well, it just says yes. So whatever it is that you're trying to have happen, and I was focusing on, will it improve? Yes, it's going to improve. So I think that's pretty clear. Boy, the angel cards are really clear today. Sometimes they're just like, sometimes I don't even bother bringing them out because I don't feel like they really answer the question. But today they really answered the question. Okay, so it's been an hour, and I want to take some time to tell you guys what I'm planning for the channel. I'm planning on focusing much more on personal readings. I feel that, YouTube is just being so gnarly about anything that we do having to do with politics. They're just being like, if I try to promote a video that has something to do with a political figure, doesn't matter what I'm saying about that political figure, they just won't let me promote it. They just flat out are just like, no, you can't talk about this, that, the other thing. And I'm like, it doesn't even talk about that. It's just that that person happens to be a political figure, even if it's astrology and analyzing somebody. No, they're just censoring me. And I feel that for the last 2 years, I feel that they have been playing around with my subscribers, pulling subscribers out, just willy nilly. And, I've had it. I'm kind of over it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to really focus on personal readings. And I will be setting up a schedule. I'm just going to be doing two shows a week for the foreseeable future because things are really busy in my personal life. And I don't think I can really do more than that. Um, I'm also going to be offering videos on my website, um, but I'm probably going to have to put them behind a paywall so that I don't get any kind of censorship or any problems with that. It will be inexpensive, but I just it's just weird. So I'm going to be kind of revamping how I'm doing the membership, what the membership qualifies you for on my website. The YouTube membership for now will just stay in place. I'll just keep it the way it is, but eventually we want to go over to memberships on the website because then that will give you discounts for the paid videos. It'll give you much more content on video at the website because that's, I think, where I don't think everything's going to go over there, but I think because YouTube is being so weird about things, I think that's what I have to do. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't get everybody's reading done, but I hope for the people's readings that I did, I hope that that was valuable. And just know that when you're watching this video, whether you were here live or you're doing the replay, most of the readings will also reverberate for the other people who are watching. That's just the way spirit works it. You know, it's an amazing thing. Spirit guides love the internet and love YouTube. They love that we're coming together and we're sharing information from them to you in a very almost universal way. They just love that. And they encourage me and my sister and all the people that I know who are great readers on YouTube. They encourage us to continue to spread the love, spread the light, and share the messages that we get with everyone. So I'm going to keep doing that. YouTube's not going to stop me from doing that. But for anything having to do with politics, I will continue to do polyterology with Sherry and my sister on the first Friday of every month. And I will also continue to bring in special guests to read with us on those Fridays. And the Cool Crone Oracle will be twice a month with a group. That'll be the second and fourth Fridays. I'll continue to do personal readings on that show. And the rest of the shows that I do, and for Kathy Beale, I'll do once a month, I'll do a astrology political show with Kathy Beale because everybody really loves that. And those don't seem to get as censored, but if it starts to get censored, then I'll put that behind a paywall as well. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I'm glad that we were able to get together to do the readings. And thank you, Sherry, for doing all the backstage yeoman's work. What's going on with my mouse here? Oh, God, more technical difficulties than you can shake a stick at. Okay, let me make sure I can use my mouse so that I can make things happen here. Sherry, thank you so much for helping out backstage. That is such a big boon. And we will see you guys. I think the next show that we're doing is definitely next Friday for the Cool Crone Oracle. And I'll just take a quick peek to see if I have anything for that Thursday. I think I do. Okay, well, then there's a chance that I might be doing a show on Thursday night, the 26th. That would also be personal readings, but you'll see it as I post. Okay, thank you, everyone. I love you all. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.